First stop in the morning. I'm kind of thawed out now. It's super duper cold anymore. Started in the morning was 6 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that in the Fahrenheit, but yeah, fairly cold. Already warmed up really fast. The sun came out. So it's at least 10 degrees right now, maybe. So when I start woggling around on a motorcycle, we know what time it is. Nature calls. Anyways, we made it. We dropped the van. We're on our way now, heading towards Louisiana. And I always look for entrance to the highway, because then I have a little room to get back on the highway, right, when I'm done. I have some room to accelerate before I merge into the traffic. That's my little tip and trick number one. But yeah, as soon as I'm done, we keep going.
Welcome to Alabama.
And then I safely made it across the state line to Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. Okay, second gas stop. I'm in Alabama, almost halfway down to New Orleans from Knoxville. Maybe I make it today. Maybe I don't. Okay, break number 3. .400 miles behind me. Another 180 to go. I might just make it. managed to get to Louisiana. 20 miles to go. Well, I made it. I made it to the recommended campground, but nobody's here. I can't find nobody. I can't check in. So now I'm gonna have to go to a motel. God damn it, I heard it here again. Like, fuck. So my frustration was like I hurried again, and I hate it. Like I didn't eat properly. I'm hurrying every gas stop, right? And then like I come here and like nobody's there. Like, and I came within working hours of the campsite, but I guess they wrapped up an hour early because it's off season or something. I don't know. It was still February, end of February. And so I drive around a little bit. I think like maybe I can find somebody. I said, and otherwise I'll check out a little. And it was such a pretty campground. I'd be really bummed out to miss it out, but I was still in that Canadian clench where I was like, oh fuck, this is how it always happens. Something always goes wrong. Then things turned around very quickly. It's not these cool ruins. Used to be a plantation, this place. Sugar plantation. Anyways, we're not gonna tour the campground. I drove around, I almost gave up. I stopped here, I was gonna like look for a motel. And I do like, by the time you're my age, I'm like 42, you plan everything. Plan A, plan B, plan C. So my plan A is like I drive around, look for a ranger. Plan B, look for a motel. Plan C, I don't know, camp outside. Or I always check Airbnb in situations. I check Airbnb. It's gotten pretty expensive, especially if you travel solo. So now I don't know. Camping is pretty cool. I like it. Like I like to camp. And look at these beautiful live oaks everywhere. I drove down to the water side and drove around a little bit until I found somebody. In fact, I was about to leave. I was on my way out. And I found a ranger at the door. There's people but they can't help you, right? But the ranger explained to me how things work. See, it was so pretty and the sunset and everything. I was like, oh my god, no, I'm gonna lose the place. Like I gotta get out of here now. Like fuck. What do I do? What do I do? Look at this, and this is all in this state park. And it's all like super pretty, maintained, groomed, everything nice. And lucky when I was there, no bugs. Anyways. It is kind of funny to hear the motorcycle go when I speed up the video. But okay, we'll wrap this up in a hurry. I'm sorry, but I don't know, I ran out of battery or something. I stopped recording at some point. I was like, it was getting dark. I had to set up my camp and everything. But this is it. Check this out. That's unbelievable, buddy. Inside the home. See the fireplace. I bet you a lot of good food was cooked there. Maybe some not so good. So there's some kind of lake. Pontchartrain or something like that. Oh, look at that. Nice sculpture. And the squirrels. I'm a little confused, man. Just a day ago I was freezing in Knoxville, snowing on me. And now I'm here enjoying the golf. I came on my motorcycle too. Wow. If I told myself that a couple years ago, I don't know if I... maybe. I always wanted to do it anyway. Nice. Some kind of recycled thingy. Got this song on my mind the whole time. About this river that's like 15-20 minutes away. So I'm gonna go check it out. Bogue Falaya. Bird's eye view. That's cool. Oh, what's the view like? I don't know. Probably pretty cool. It's so peaceful I don't even want to speak loud. And I really got pretty fucking lucky. I don't want to jinx it, but the mosquitoes so far so good. Canada way worse. But I came at the right kind of time. It was a little cold snap. The whole root system is exposed. Unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. Wow. That's so cool. Unbelievable. Wow. You can see the whole root system of the trees. And all the earth got washed away. There's more of it over there. Are there crocodiles here? I don't know. I don't think so. Not in this one, maybe. Yeah. I don't think I'm going for a swim unless I see 10 people in the water around me. It's got to be all around me. So in case a crocodile comes, he's gonna snatch somebody else. Very different than what I've ever seen. I'll be honest. Fucking crazy. Well, we'll explore more later, and I'll come here with my guitar maybe tomorrow morning. Oh no, tomorrow morning I have a little voodoo tour in New Orleans at 10 AM. Holy fuck, I gotta be there at 10. I gotta leave here like at 8. It's okay though. I can come here at 7. Because it's nice, but oh my god, the sun over there breaking through the clouds. Unreal. Really beautiful. Well, I already see another interesting thing. I think there far in the distance is the freaking road I gotta take to get to New Orleans. All across this freaking lake. It's fucking nuts, are you kidding me? It's scary. It's gonna be a good practice run for Key West if I go to Key West. I can't believe I'm doing this, like, it's fucking crazy. And in all honesty, it doesn't really fucking... It's not really so super expensive, like... The most expensive part was getting my fucking bike down here, honestly. And even that, if I did it with somebody, it wouldn't be such a huge expense. Come on. Jesus Christ. This is life. Check this out. Are you kidding me? You can have all the resorts in this world for one nature park. I'm blown away. Look at the view. I imagine the white people had a very nice life here. I don't know. I'll check out. I'll find some museums, see if there's any history. Like that, see that? Moisture. There's fucking shit growing already on the brick. It's so moist. Even now in February. But look at this. It's fucking nice. Unbelievable. I'm blown away. I mean, would you look at those trees? This is unreal, man. Like a Spanish moss hanging from the dangling in the air. Unbelievable, man. Like I was blown away totally. But I wanted to go see this Bogue Falaya river close by, not too far away. I don't know. I had a few minutes drive there. I heard about it in a song from Stephen Stills, so I was always interested. Where is it? Because Stephen Stills was hanging around New Orleans and Louisiana when he was young. And Stephen Stills is quite an inspiration for me, personally. So in case you don't know, that was a little bit of a what's it called? For what it's worth, from I believe Stephen Stills wrote it with Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young or something like that. But the whole point is, the first time I heard about this place was, I don't know, a year ago or so. I heard this song from Stephen Stills, Old Times, Good Times, and I really liked it. And he speaks about this river, Bogue Falaya, here in Louisiana. He used to hang around down south in New Orleans, played for rice and beans. It's kind of fun to be here, playing a little music. But anyway, the whole idea was for me to talk a little bit about this trip, maybe why I do it, how I do it, all this stuff. People have been wondering and asking me why I do these things, how I do it. Mostly supportive, I gotta say. And if in case you don't know, I'm talking about these crazy long motorcycle trips. And I don't know, man, I really like it. I like to be on the road. I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy camping. And honestly, like, yeah, I can throw like a couple grand to go somewhere for a week or 10 days and have everything paid for and everything arranged. But honestly, like, I really don't care about that. I never really did. I like to go like this. I like to go with my bike and explore things that normal people go and see and visit. And honestly, if I talk a little about the financial side of it. The most expensive thing on this trip was to get the bike down here, to rent the U-Haul and drive down to Knoxville. That cost me about $1,000 Canadian, and now I'm camping for, I don't know, less than $100 here till Tuesday. Food is cheaper, people are nicer, the weather is great, the sun is coming up as you can see. I think I escaped the northern bullshit, and while I'm enjoying here, 25 degrees, getting a little bit warm in my short sleeves. It's minus 25 in Canada, minus, I don't know, that's minus 10 Fahrenheit or something like that. And yeah, come on, bud, you're kidding me. I'm perfectly fine here, sitting by the Bogue Falaya. And the whole thing was like I was done with my job, right? The movie I was working on finished end of January, and I was like, you know what? I'll wait so within a month I can ride back, and instead of sitting at home spending money emotionally, I'd rather be on the road. Like, you can't compare it. Plus the people in warmer climates are much nicer, like just in general. You go everywhere you go, people say hello, people are nice. I've never really experienced this kind of lifestyle. The nature in Louisiana, I mean, I've been here in 2012 real quick for a couple of days in New Orleans, partying hard. I didn't know where my head was when I left. But now I have a little time to explore. I have no schedule, and that's the nicest thing. Even yesterday, even today in the morning when I woke up, I was still out my stuff, and then I came outside. Nice warm weather. My body started to relax. Within a day or two, I'll be able to play a normal song. Probably. Then there is one more thing I wanted to say in regards to why I do it. When I was a little kid, I was very impressed. There was a lot of things that got me excited about the motorcycles. There was my kind of step grandfather that had motorcycles, and he always let me play on them, and he was super nice to me. But the whole point was with motorcycles, there was this grandpa that really inspired me to be a man or whatever you want. And he was a woodworker also, surprisingly, right? I'm a woodworker too. I build things for guitar and all kinds of shit. I build movie sets for a living. And so this grandpa got me super inspired. Then I had some friends when I was young, like 7, 8, 9. And then all the way up to 14 when we did our first driving licenses for mopeds on the street. We could do that at 14 when we were back home in Europe, in Slovenia. So a bunch of friends, I had mopeds, and that got me into it. We were always screwing around with them, changing carburetors, putting carburetors from the boats on them to make them go faster, and I don't know what, all kinds of stuff. Change the piston rings and all kinds of stuff. Not that we knew exactly what we were doing, but the mechanics told us a little bit, and we tried. I mean, they tried. I helped them. I've never had my own motorcycle back home because I just didn't have enough money. Anyways, so to go from there, then there was a pretty cool motorcycle club when I was growing up. Dutton's Brothers, shout out if anybody sees this. They were like huge inspiration. Pilko, he was like the president of that club when they first started, and the parties were awesome back home when I was a little kid. They inspired me a lot. They were like from a scene in Mad Max, honestly, and I feel like carry myself kind of like that a little bit. And then another thing that really imprinted in my brain, one of the first things I seen regarding motorcycles on the TV was this dude from Slovenia. He was called Zvone Šeruga, and he went all over the place. I mean, he went all over Africa with his Africa Twin. So that's another thing. If I didn't ride my road glide, or if I rode like in Europe or whatever, I would probably ride an Africa Twin. But I like it would be either a big ass Harley or Africa Twin. Those are the only two options. So anyway, this dude freaking rode all over the world. Check him out, Google him, Zvone Šeruga. I'll put the link in the description or something. This guy, amazing. And then he just made a living out of that. Like, he was going all over the world, wrote books about it, did like little presentations and I don't know what like that. I think he made a living from riding around the world. And that was always like in the back of my mind. If I ever managed to do that, that would be like a dream come true. And I enjoy doing it. Like, it's not a hustle for me. Some people it's hard to camp, weather, I don't know, hard to be on a motorcycle all day, I don't know what. I'm loving it. I love every minute of it. I look around me. Like Jesus Christ. I'm sitting down super south, I don't know, 2,000 kilometers or more from home. Enjoying the weather. If that's all I do, just enjoy the weather, it's like fucking worth it. And then I go and see these cool places to get inspired to write some music. And I like to go to all these places I hear about in the music I listened when growing up or whatever, even now when I hear something. Then I go to these places and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm there. I heard about it in the song. In Slovenia, growing up, like a little kid. Never, ever, ever did I imagine I'm ever going to be here, let alone on my big ass motorcycle. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty fucking content. I'm willing to work my ass off to be able to afford this kind of shit. And like I said, honestly, by the end of this trip, I'll probably spend as much as going on a cruise for 10 days. So what do you rather do? Right? I'd rather go on a cruise can have everything brought to you and spend days out on the sea, or whatever, go to a hotel in Florida or whatever, and walk down to the beach every day. Or would rather move around with the wind in your hair, see all kinds of people. Pretty freaking amazing. The lifestyle I always wanted. I really wanted to travel so bad ever since. And I thought we could do it like back when my kid was really small, but it didn't really pan out very well. It didn't work at all, honestly. Like, the money was an issue. Money and time, and then coordinating between the two people when I was married. It never worked out. And when it did, we were both fucking half retarded from work. But like I said, it takes, when you work like I do, it took me 3 weeks to stabilize after. 3 weeks to freaking return to human operation, honestly. Like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe most people don't even know, right? Maybe most people are just in that grind all day, all night, and just grind, and you don't even notice that you became a robot, a different person. Like, you can't function normally anymore. But like, I can't do anything when I'm like that, worked out like all the way, work all day, every day. You come home, you're still in that hyper mode, like, and you don't enjoy a moment, you don't enjoy anything. Like right now, like even this light breeze on my like skin, so enjoyable. Like, I wouldn't even notice things like that when I work, right? And that whole reset, like, I fucking, like, people don't know, I live like I try to live in tune with my body, like, as much as possibly can. And when you do that, like, the work just kills you. Like, it's not that I don't want to work. I'm not lazy. I like to work. It's like doing it like that, like a job every day, with a bunch of responsibility and like people being mean and all this bullshit at work. Like, fuck, man. I don't know. That's what I mean. We gotta make this channel a reality. We gotta start finding sponsors and traveling more. Sell my guitars, my pickups, all this shit. Check it out. It's a nice guitar. It's got a triple pickup. I can like connect, control everything, whatever. You have like 7 sounds out of it. Super nice wood. Tiny. Plays like a real big guitar. I'm just a little out of it. Like, I mean, I play at home, I record stuff, but like, and I get like an inspiration and I record a whole song and I get all kinds of cool ideas, but like, I don't, and I wrote a bazillion songs too, like, I swear to God, bazillion songs, man. I swear I have like 100%, over 100 songs. For sure, I have like songs all you want. Can't remember not one. Maybe I do. I'll see later on. I might try. I had a nice song that I used to play a lot. And it was kind of funny. I'll see later on. I might get it. When I find another cool spot to play, I might go down to New Orleans and play there by the river. I don't know what that's. I think it's Mississippi River that's close by. Almost certain. That's exactly what we're going to do next. We're going to fly the drone a little bit here, and then we're going to head out to New Orleans.